Hey, it's HighTechDad, and I just spent a week with this Lexus. It's a 2016. It's the GX-460. This is the luxury package. We took this car down to Los Angeles for a trip to Disneyland and packed in 5 people and a tiny little dog and had a blast in it. So I usually have some issues whenever I review a car, mainly because I'm stuck between taking photos and a video before the trip and not knowing all the features, or taking it after the trip when it's all dirty. So this time I actually waited till after the trip. So the car's a little dirty, but it's been well used and well tested by my family. And I wanted to go through and outline some of the features that we really liked. And these are going to be sort of quick hits of little things that we found that we really liked, and hopefully you'll get an idea about how fun this Lexus is. So first, let's take a look at the engine. So this is a 4.6 liter V8 dual overhead cam, variable valve timing engine with 301 horsepower and 329 pounds of torque. And let me tell you, when we're climbing over the grapevine, it had lots of power. We could have hauled a trailer behind it. It definitely has a lot of oomph. It's a heavy car, so you can feel the engine pulling it along, especially on a full tank of gas. But it did its job and did it quite well. It's got automatic LED low beam headlamps with a washer built in. There's a button you can press to clean the headlamps. You can leave it on automatic, and it even has automatic high beams, so you turn that on dark roads and it'll automatically dim if it senses a car coming. There are cameras throughout the exterior of the car that help you with parking in front and back, and also on the sides. It's able to see how close you're getting to the curb and things like that. Makes it really helpful when you're parking in the city and trying to get into a small parking space. Though the vehicle itself is not that large. It may look kind of large for an SUV, but it actually, the footprint isn't too bad. This particular Lexus came with 18-inch alloy wheels with mud and snow tires, so it was ready to go up to the mountains if we had wanted to do that. It is a 4-wheel drive. On demand. You can flip a switch, which I'll show you inside, which makes it really easy to convert from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. It seats 5 fairly comfortably, but also if you needed to carry other people, there are some flip down seats in the back, which I'll show you how you can use them, where you can get 2 more people with shorter legs to fit in the back. So when you load this up, it's actually kind of nice. There's a button here that you can press to open up the top lift gate here, so you can actually load a lot of stuff inside. There's plenty of cargo space when you do have the seats folded down, but when they're up, there really isn't that much stuff. So when you want to have the extra 2 people, don't take along a lot of luggage because it won't fit. The door actually swings open as opposed to lifting up, so you can see opens up like this. And then there are buttons on the side here where you can raise and lower the seats. You just simply press it and it'll start coming up on its own. You do this on both sides. I won't do both of them, but I just want to show you how the seat sort of pops up. And there it is. And then you also have a headrest that you can pop up. Then to put it down, you simply pull this to release the headrest. And then you go back over here and you press the button. You have to do it twice to make sure that you are not folding anything into the floor, and then it just folds right back down and you get your cargo space back. One thing that was really great for the drive were these monitors. So it is a DVD player, and it is controlled from the front, but also with a remote control. And you do need the remote control to actually turn on the monitors on the back. It would have been great, my kids said, if there had been some buttons here to actually turn them on, but we didn't have that. We just had the remote controls. So also there's rear climate control, and another thing that my kids really liked were the seat warmers for the back seats. So they were able to stay nice and toasty warm throughout the drive, and also control the climate in the back. And there are hook-ins here for other equipment if you had maybe a video game player or something like that, as well as there's some jacks here for headphones. But it does come with wireless headphones. There is a massive sunroof that we had open. It really gives a lot of airy feeling to the cabin when it's open. We left it open pretty much all the time. Another thing I should talk about is the amount of headroom that actually is in here. So this is a great vehicle for someone who is quite tall. I must have had at least half a foot or more between where my head was and the roof line. So good vehicle for those people who are a little bit taller. So the driver's seat does have adjustable, fully electronic adjustable seats, including lumbar support, which is really great. It gives you extra padding right down in here for your lower back when you're driving. I must say I found that extremely nice for the long trip to and from LA. The driver's side does have lots of controls, obviously, for all the windows, and then you have memory settings for the seat, which I recommend doing, setting that up. You can only do that when you're parked though. Some other controls available to you. So this is for adjusting the side mirrors. You can actually push a button to fold them in if you needed to. So when the car's on, you can fold the mirrors in so that people don't hit them as they're walking by, and then you can fully adjust the mirrors automatically. This is for the dimming of the speedometer area, the dashboard, that sort of thing, your odometer. This is the cleaning of the headlight button. You can turn off traction control. And another nice thing here is the heating of the steering wheel. Steering wheel is extremely comfortable to use. I like the combination of wood and the leather around here. It was very grippy and felt really good when driving. So there are a ton of controls on the steering wheel itself, and that's really good because actually when you're sitting in the car, it's kind of hard to reach some of the buttons over here to control other things. But for the most part, you can control a lot of the stuff right on the steering wheel here. So you have, volume control and selections. This button is for a side mirror camera, or a side of the car camera, which will show you how close you are to the curb on the side here. Then on the other side, there's answering and hanging up of the phone. You can toggle through various displays up on the dashboard there. You have voice control, you have lane departure assist, so when you're on the highway, the vehicle will sense when you start drifting out of a lane and will give you an automatic alert system. Then also there is adaptive cruise control, and this is radar controlled. You can set how much padding you want between the car in front of you. It's kind of nice so that if a car in front of you slows down, the cruise control automatically slows down the vehicle, and then when the car moves out of the way or speeds up, the car will get back to whatever you set at your cruise control. So it's got a push button start, which is really nice. It's also got automatic windshield wipers, and this was great because we hit some rain and automatically the windshield wipers started going, and I didn't really have to do anything. It sensed the wetness on the windshield, and I didn't have any problems having a clear view through. So here you can see the shifter area. It is fully automatic. You can shift out of gear and do some manual shifting if you want to. You just pop it over and shift up and shift down. And then on this part, it didn't use too much here. This mainly has to do with the four-wheel drive. So you have high 4, low 4. It's all push button. You can also set your crawl speeds if you're going really slow on some rough terrain or something like that. You can also set some other things, including how firm or soft you want the shocks to be. I sort of left it in comfort. Another great thing here on both the driver and passenger side are seat warmers and seat coolers, and that's a really nice feature to have on both the front seats here. I have to commend Lexus for having 2 USB ports right in the front for charging phones or iPods or what have you. And these do also hook into the stereo so that you can play your music from them. Obviously it charges your smartphone. So this was really nice that there were actually 2 that were easy to get to. There's also an auxiliary plug here if you had like a CD player or something like that that you wanted to plug into as well. So in the top console here you have the sunroof opener. You can tilt it up or fully open it. You have obviously the reading maps. You have an SOS when it's connected into the Lexus system. And then you have actually a mirror here, so where you can see the passengers in the back. So it's kind of nice without having to turn your head over. You can actually have eye-to-eye conversations and that sort of thing. There is also, it's hard to see it here, but there is also the home link for your garage door opener and that sort of thing built right into the rear view mirror. So in talking about the side view mirrors and mirrors, these are automatically dimming, so at nighttime the lights are not as bright in your eyes. There's also in the corner a blind spot indicator on both the driver and passenger side. So this is extremely helpful when you are going to be on your driving on the highway. There are some blind spots, so I definitely recommend using the blind spot indicators when you're using the vehicle. So I have to shout out to the stereo in this vehicle. The Mark Levinson surround sound is simply amazing. It's really loud, got great bass. We left everything set right at the middle, and the bass was thunderous. The surround sound was great, especially with the movies that play. So you will get movies playing if you have the parking brake on, so you can watch movies actually sitting in the front. But when the parking brake's off, this display is disabled for movies, but they still play in the back. So I'm going to turn on the car right now. And the steering wheel and seat automatically get into place to my setting, which is kind of nice. You can actually set that, program it in the vehicle itself. And there's a lot to go through in terms of the tech here, but mainly you have this really large touch screen. Here you can have all the audio information. So let's see. So AM, FM, satellite, Bluetooth, so it's connected to my phone. If I had my iPod hooked in, it would show up here. Any other USB device would show up here. Disc. You can also stream Pandora and iHeartRadio and Slacker and a bunch of other things. Makes it really nice. You can control the climate right from the screen, so you can actually control the rear climate if you need to, set the temperature to automatic, fans, that sort of thing. This is the home screen, so it shows what's going on, gives you a map. You can do calls here. There are info apps that talk about, you know, how much fuel consumption you had and traffic incidents. You can see this is our average MPG over the past week or so. The setup screen has a ton of different options you can go through, and there's also navigation, obviously, and you can store any type of location, and it's really handy. I like the split screen view where it showed a map and then it showed the turns that I needed to make. So really easy to use. In terms of the climate controls, we mainly left it on auto. It did have dual climate controls, which are adjusted here and here. The front defrost works amazingly well. Another thing I have to call out are is the automatic recycle or fresh air. You just toggle through and it'll sense when the air from the outside is actually dirty, and it'll automatically switch it over to recycled air. So then using this toggle here, you can go through and change what you see up on the screen. So you can see I'm in two-wheel drive, the outside temperature, how much time I've been in there, my average speed. this was our average miles to the gallon. So obviously a heavy vehicle. Didn't have great gas mileage, but I think it's pretty typical for a vehicle this big. So we averaged about 18 miles to the gallon. That's pretty much all freeway driving, but plenty of mountain driving and some city driving. Some other neat things here. I wasn't quite sure what this little maze was, but what it is it relates directly to where you are in your gear here. So if I were to shift it into reverse, it would show reverse, and as I shift it into various other settings, you can see now I'm in manual, and then you just watch the little dot going through various things. Here is the rear view camera, and you can see there is an alert when cars go by behind me. The other nice thing is that when you go into reverse, let's see if I can do this, the mirrors pivot down. So in going into reverse, it pivots down on both sides, so you can really see what's directly next to your car. Then what I mentioned earlier about this little camera button here, so when I press that button, you'll suddenly see there's a rear and a side view, so I can see how close I am to the lines or how close I am to a particular curb. Great feature to have, very handy when you're parking against a curb somewhere. So I'm sure that's a lot of information to digest about this 2016 Lexus GX-460 with the luxury package. As tested, it comes out to about 68, almost 69,000. So I have the sticker here that talks about all the different features and the gas mileage and what's included. I may have missed some things, so you can see in here what the vehicle was equipped with, but it was a lot of fun. So really recommend giving this Lexus a test drive if you can. If it's on your short list of SUVs, it's a great one for maybe a family of 4, possibly a family of 5, and definitely check it out if you can. So this has been HighTechDad with another car review, and if you want to read more about other products that I review, you can head over to my website, and that's at www.hightechdad.com. If you have any questions, you can ask me on Twitter, and I'm at HighTechDad. And be sure to head over to my Facebook fan page, give me a like, and that's at facebook.com/HTD blog. And hopefully you'll give me a couple of likes on this video review.